Tell me if this resonates with you. You have a trick you want to record, or there's a video contest you need a film for, or hey, you want to celebrate your 5th year of playing kendama with an edit. You get the phone out, and after spending 30 minutes getting the framing right, you start recording. You get the trick, and when you go and check the footage, you win out of frame. Time to film again. Now you have to land the trick a second time. Your mind is all over the place thinking about the trick, the framing, the trick, the shot, the trick. But hey, you lace! Super stoked as you go over it and double check the footage, and no more space on your phone. Only if you had a friend to film you. Well, there's a lot that can go into editing and filming a video. You could be thinking about the equipment, the type of dama you're using, the weather that you're experiencing, and what kind of edit that you'll be chopping up, what kind of music you'll even be adding to it. And all these things take a lot of energy. I grew up skateboarding, and when I was growing up, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have YouTube. We couldn't see different tricks unless we went to our local skate shop and bought a VHS tape. Me and my friends would all take turns buying a VHS video, then going to each other's houses and watching them together. And there's something that really made us feel more attached to these videos and want to, I don't know, just take in every ounce of it and absorb it like we were a sponge. We appreciated all the effort that these skateboarders put into not only doing the tricks, but going to the places, having all the videographers there, spending the time filming the tricks, and then all the editors putting it all together, packaging it up in an awesome VHS tape that is seared in our memories. Now with kendama, I kind of feel that maybe that aspect is gone a little bit because we can all see things on Instagram super quickly for free, as well as YouTube. And as someone who really loves kendama, you might be thinking about different ways that you can support the players that you love. We can watch their edits, hit like, we can comment on their posts on Instagram, and we can even buy their pro mods and actually give them some funds putting in their pockets. But what if you wanted to do more? Well, there's something new that's about to hit the stage, BIRL, and crack the world of how we see videos and edits and the people who put effort and time into them so we can actually directly support them and then give more impact to our community. I have a call right now that I want all of you to join in and trying to figure out what we have to look forward to when this thing hits our kendama community. Come on. Brett Walters, the secret man, the anonymous mask of BIRL. Thanks for your time, dude. Thank you for opening up the secret book. What is BIRL?
BIRL is a new video production and distribution platform. Essentially, the product that we're creating is one big hour-long kendama video that showcases the best of the entire world of kendama. BIRL is going to create an annual feature-length kendama video. They will sell that video digitally. The majority of those profits will be split between the top players as well as the top filmmakers that have contributed to the project. Got started with the idea that we need another revenue stream for kendama pros, as well as filmers and the editors are a bit of the unsung heroes in the kendama scene.
The cinematographers, the people chopping it up, editing, are the ones that really create what we see visually. Of course, before Instagram, YouTube was the thing, and for the kendama community, that's where a lot of us learned about each other, and that's where I feel like it solidified this whole making it look good. Like Matt Ballard, the Sanders, they made their mark and they made a huge impression on anyone who wanted to follow up. What is it for you that made you focus on like, hey, the filmers and the editors?
I came to kendama through the rollerblading scene. Colin Sander was one of the first people I saw. I found it in 2008. I didn't realize that there was a kendama community like there is until 2018. You know, I saw what Matt Ballard was doing, what he had done with Crom, but really Jake Weens was the biggest inspiration for me because he was making the kind of content that I loved in rollerblading, transferring a lot of that style and technique to kendama. I freelanced as a director of photography in the film and video industry for 15 years now. So it should have been a natural progression, but like, honestly, it wasn't something I initially thought about beyond kind of making my own stuff. Really, a big turning point was Kelvin Wong reaching out to me to make the first edit we made together, which was his Mari vibe edit. And then from there, I just kind of like, I got the bug. That's just like the best vibes. It's just in the streets with your friends doing something creative with a camera.
People who play kendama, especially now with everyone having that very expensive rectangle in their pockets, and you can just set it up anywhere and you could film yourself. So was there something that struck you? You want people to maybe have them pursue that route? Like, kendama is cool. We all started kendama playing, having fun, but also like that's how it started, for example, TJ Kolznick, you know? And same with Ballard, you know, now he's full into the filmmaking process. Do you want this to be like a catalyst for people in the kendama community?
I definitely hope that Burl can be a jumping off point for people's careers. And I mean, skating and skateboarding and all of those industries have clearly been a proving ground for people that have gone on to do great things. Like, just look at Spike Jonze, like one of the most creative filmmakers out there came out of making skateboarding videos.
Yeah.
So I would definitely hope that I could help facilitate new interests in filmmaking and filming and editing and just thinking more creatively about how to present the things that you're most passionate about. And I really hope that our industry can continue to grow and that Burl can continue to grow. And ideally, I could employ people beyond what we're doing with this first volume. Every volume, I want it to grow, and I want to be able to support players at least a little bit, at least with supplementary income that allows them to play kendama more.
All right, let's go to the roster. How are you picking these people? How can they get on Burl if they're interested?
I am a massive kendama nerd, so I am eating up every single morsel of kendama content I possibly can. I'm on Instagram way too much. I'm in the live streams. I'm chatting. I'm like trying to stay aware of every little corner of this community at all times. I'm always kind of keeping my eye on who I think is doing interesting things, either with play style or the way that they're filming themselves or the way that they're filming someone else in the case of these filmmakers. But there's no official application process here right now. The first roster is handpicked for a variety of reasons, but the top reasons would be skill in filmmaking or kendama, influence across the community. This is a product that is going to be behind a paywall, and so it has to be of a caliber that will trust to put their money in, you know? Not going to be crazy expensive, but when people look at the roster at a glance, I want them to say, oh yeah, I have to see that video, you know?
Yes, we grew up without the internet and we grew up buying actual VHSs. I hope other people like are passionate, because I'm scared of people who are looking at it as like, well, we could just watch what this person's doing on their Instagram account versus purchasing this thing.
Instagram is these tiny little bite-sized clips where you can get a vibe from one trick on Instagram if it's shot right and put together in a certain way. But what Burl's going to do, and the reason I will be editing all of Burl personally, and at least volume 1 won't be taking contributed edits of any kind, is that Burl is going to have a through line, and Burl is going to have a aesthetic and a soundscape that isn't like other kendama content you're seeing. And it's made to be experienced as one big piece that makes you feel a certain way coming out of it. Like, ideally that way is very excited about the future of kendama and just makes you want to go out and play. I hope you're playing kendama like halfway through watching the video, because you're Burl is a big hole. It's going to be a journey we take you on with Burl Volume 1 for sure.
I definitely feel like that. Something to help the community grow isn't only by buying kendamas. And that's why we do events, right? You got to go to the events, even the small ones that people are putting all the effort into, to just support. Because if there's no support, then it's not going to be there.
We can't afford to lose any of these support structures. It's like, and I'm trying to become a new support structure for the community.
Right.
Instead of selling kendamas, which we might have kendamas at some point, but right now the focus is video and supporting the filmmakers and the players by putting out high quality video content. So the structure of the filmer player dynamic for BIRL Volume 1 will, for the most part, be one pro player is teamed up with one professional filmmaker. And in this case, like Theodore Fiorina will be teamed up with Oscar Yelens, and Oscar will be filming the majority of Tio's footage for the project. And then Oscar will send me that footage and I will be editing it into the rest of the video seamlessly. A very large portion of this video will be filmed by me personally as well.
Okay.
So whenever I'm able to travel to the player or travel the player to me, generally that will be the approach. Team up a filmmaker that is somewhat local to the pro that's being featured.
Dude, just getting my mind thinking about who would it be in this place. And for Japan, there's so many different people. Of course, tons of pros, but the filmmakers are, I feel like, a little bit hard to come by.
Here's what's interesting is I feel like a lot of people, when they think about a filmer, they're like, oh, I need the person that has the really nice camera and nice lenses. And we probably need some lights. And you don't have to make it a big production with a bunch of expensive gear to make really high quality kendama content. And I would argue that my iPhone has one of the best cameras I own, and I probably use it more than any other camera that I own. Honestly, there will be iPhone clips in BIRL, and I guarantee you will not be able to pick them out from the other clips in the video. I think the idea of a filmer can get wrapped up in gear, but really it just takes a good eye and someone that is willing and enthusiastic to play kendama with you and grind with you. It's really about personalities too, and getting the right people with the right personality. That's what makes a good filmer, in my opinion, is a good eye and a good personality and a good work ethic.
If anyone wants to be a part of it, all they have to do is pretty much continue doing what they're doing.
Tag Burl. Burl is watching. I don't discount random people's recommendation. Shoot us a DM, spam us. I don't care.
Just getting goosebumps, excited about what the future can have for this, because it's not only people who get into kendama for to become a pro, just to play the game, but to have a different outlet into the kendama community. Dude, but is it rated R?
It's definitely rated R.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little unwrapping of what BIRL is. If you want to hear a full 30-minute interview with Brett himself, I have it up on the Patreon. So check the link in the description to support and check out that video.